Hi, friends! Today, we're learning how to figure out the denominator when looking at a fraction number line. You might already know that the denominator is the bottom number in a fraction, and it tells us how many equal parts the whole is divided into. But how can we find it on a number line? Let's find out. Here's a number line that starts at 0 and ends at 1 whole. The whole number 1 means we've reached the entire whole. But what if we don't know the denominator? How many parts is this whole divided into? We can count the spaces between 0 and 1 to find out. Let's count to see how many parts the number line is divided into. But wait, don't start counting at the first tick mark. That's a mistake a lot of people make. Remember, the first tick mark is not part of the count. The spaces between the marks tell us the denominator, not the marks themselves. Let's count the spaces, not the first tick mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 equal parts, so our denominator is 5. That means each section is 1/5 of the whole. And remember, when you get to the last part, 5/5. That's equal to 1 whole. Picture a pizza split into 5 equal slices. Here's 1/5, here's 2/5, here's 3/5, here's 4/5, and here's 5/5, which is also 1 whole pizza. Get it? Let's try another. Look at this number line. How many equal parts is the whole divided into? Remember, don't start counting at the first tick mark. Count the spaces. There are 6 equal parts, so the denominator is 6. Did you get that? This number line is divided into sixths. And remember, 6/6 is equal to 1 whole. Let's practice naming a fraction that is marked on a number line. Take a look at this number line. It starts at 0 and ends at 1 whole. What fraction is represented by the star? First, we need to determine how many parts the whole is broken into. And remember, we do that by counting the spaces, not the tick marks. What is our denominator? There are 8 spaces, so our denominator is 8. Now, we can fill in the numerators and find the fraction that the star sits on. The star is at 5/8. We found it by counting the spaces between the tick marks to get the total number of parts our whole is broken into. That's our denominator. Once we found that, we were able to label the number line and find the fraction that the star was on. I think you're ready to try one on your own. Grab a pencil and scrap paper or a wipe-off board. Draw a straight line like this across your paper. Mark one end with 0 and one end with 1 to show a hole. Now, draw 3 tick marks evenly spaced apart. Don't worry about making it perfect. Do your best to space them out. You can pause the video while you do this. Then press play when you're ready. Draw a star at this tick mark. Your job is to find the fraction that the star sits on. You need to count the spaces between marks to get the total number of parts. That's your denominator. Then fill in the numerators to find out where the star is. Press pause while you work. Then press play to check your work. Press pause now. There are 4 spaces, so the denominator is 4. The star sits at 1/4. How did you do? Let's review. To find the denominator on a number line, count the spaces between 0 and 1, not the first tick mark. The denominator tells us how many equal parts the whole is divided into. Then we can label all of the fractions on the number line. Great job today! Keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.
Make sure to subscribe for more engaging math videos.